Hey there, electrons, oxygen molecules. Sometimes it's really hard for me to decide what it is I'm going to share because there's just so much that you process and become aware of. It's like, how can I best serve humanity with the energy that I am based on the experiences that I experience and share those experiences with others that has value to them? Because ultimately that's what it means. So I thought, well, hey, something just came to me. I was going to sort of address law enforcement, Black Lives Matter, and all that stuff, right? Because as a child, I never thought of myself as being part of a political system, okay, when you're a spiritual being. Okay, so when you know that you're a spirit and you're in a spiritual war, okay? As a matter of fact, after I did the last video, I'm a drummer, okay, circle of drums. I began drumming. I was drumming like crazy. Bring the spirit out. That's what we are. We're spirit. I met a black guy over on the Big Island. I said, "What spirit are you?" He said, "Puma." Wow. Let's play some drums together. Go play some music. So it's spirit to spirit. Okay? Bring the energy out. Bring the spirit out. Bring the energy up. Raise the state of consciousness. Over on Kahana Beach, which is on the north shore. Actually, it's the east side of the Big Island. We used to have a circle of drums there. Now, I wasn't there when they did this, but I've been there with a circle of drums. But the same circle of drums that's there every Sunday, okay, at Kahana Beach, which is a beautiful black sand beach. The dolphins would come out and sing with you, with everybody, okay? Yeah, bring the spirit out and everything, right? Including the great living spirit of Mother Earth, okay? Raise the energy, okay? As a matter of fact, when we realized that hurricane was going to hit Hilo, I mentioned to a number of people down in a place called Pahoa, which is sort of a hangout for a lot of hippie types and locals and what have you. But there is some bad energy over on that side of the island, no doubt. Okay? A lot of satanic stuff that was going on there. And so I mentioned to everybody, I said, you realize that you don't need to use a weapon up in space to be able to blow apart that hurricane or send it somewhere else. You can use your state of consciousness to do that. Okay? Really? Yes. Somebody's state of consciousness is being used to drive that hurricane. Somebody's putting energy into that in order for that to be experienced. Well, we don't want to experience that, do we? No. Well, then use the power of our consciousness, okay, in order to steer it or diffuse it. Just remove the energy, dissolve the energy that was, in other words, the consciousness that was being used, that was creating that hurricane to cause damage. Who wants to experience a hurricane? I don't. We love to feel the waves that are in harmony, right? So we got the power of our light. How much fire you got in that light bulb? Our state of consciousness. How much energy of our consciousness can we pull together? And we're going to use all of our consciousnesses, which is higher frequency consciousness, to remain the island in a state of peace so that nobody here experiences that hurricane that was driven by dark energy. Darkness. Why would they do that to anybody? To produce fear, chaos, suffering, pain, misery. That's lower consciousness. That's lower frequency, heavier density stuff. That's not who we are. We don't do stuff like that. Okay? So love is more powerful than fear is. And that was sort of the subject that I wanted to cover right now. Okay? Which is the power of love. They fear that energy, okay? Because they can't do with love in spirit what we can. So what do they resort to? Technology. Okay? They want to take a shortcut. So where do they acquire the knowledge from in order to be able to do this? Well, who do you think? All you need to have is a ship that's flown by a Palladian, if you will, or an Arcturian, and it crashes, then all of a sudden, next thing you know is you got technology available to you that you've never experienced before. And now you got to find out, how did they put this thing together? Well, let's see how it functions. Functions. Function. Identity function. The state of consciousness that represents the identity of that consciousness, which is represented by the frequency of the speed that is using its consciousness as a function to do what? What is it that gives us the greatest meaning and purpose in life? Now, I don't know about everybody else, but I know it's what love is. It's the most powerful energy to experience because it's a timeless state. The past is already gone because when you're in a state of love, you're not thinking about and you're not experiencing anything other than that energy. Which means it's always right now. You're not even thinking about the future. The future's already going to take care of itself. That's timeline zero. So that's how we think about what timelines are. I don't even think about it as a timeline. I think about it as simply energy that you're experiencing. You're experiencing who you are in energy. So you're communicating the energy that you're using to be what you are, that you share with others. So you're free to be who you are. Because there isn't any time clock in which your mind is being held captive, in which now you just remembered something that you just did. And that's only because the speed is not higher than that. Which means you're running in no memory versus memory. So a lot of times I played with that when I remembered there are so many experiences that I've had here that I cherish, just absolutely cherish. Now naturally, a lot of those are going to be being with her because I'm always with her, but then I have all the other experiences when I'm experiencing lower frequency energy than what I am. So we don't want to experience that energy, do we? So I had to figure that out as a child. Why am I experiencing a distorted energy field that is so out of disharmony? Man, everywhere I'm going, my boat's being rocked. Somebody's trying to drain my energy. Right? So it's like, man, I need an escape hatch. Get out of here. Well, that's easy to do. Go be with her. So I spent most of my life with her. Okay? Where she'll heal me. Okay? Like she did on the Big Island. She took 20 years off my physical